KSW.
And you guys, you guys have a lot going on. You got an app for the iPhone, of course, Penn and Teller's BS, which, again, another great season. Was that number 8?
That was season 8?
Yeah, season 8. What a great season, because not only, again, do you learn some cool, because you guys cover a lot of cool stuff, but again, you make it entertaining, which I've always felt was the best way to actually get an audience to move. Gene Roddenberry was so good at that.
Well, he didn't have breast and obscenity.
No, he didn't.
No, but
he had belly buttons. He was the first belly button guy.
He was the first.
He was pushing the envelope, though.
He was, because remember Barbara Eden, I Dream of Jeannie. There was no navel. It was very odd.
And he had the first interracial kiss. He pushed it as much as he could on Star Trek.
And imagine what he did in his personal life.
Oh man! He had
overtly atheist. Gene Roddenberry was an out-of-the-closet atheist, and the show was fairly...
And if you watch the show, you could see he was taking a shot at God almost every other week on Star Trek.
They had a little thing, he and God, and it broke up badly.
Well, you know what some people have said about him, though? Because my wife's really into the New Age. When she watches your show.
Does she listen to the show?
Oh, I make her watch the show.
This show. Will she listen to us now?
Well, she never.
Oh, good, that we can talk.
Yeah, she doesn't. Oh, it doesn't matter anyway, because we have great fights because of BS.
Oh, I'm so glad.
I love it. I make her watch it.
You want to bring truth to people, but you also want to try to break up long-standing couples.
But her opinion in the New Age community is that Gene Roddenberry was actually an alien, and that's what he was helping us understand the possibility of their existence through Star Trek because he was an alien.
Nobody believes that.
She believes.
No, she doesn't.
Oh, I'm telling you, she does.
She believes that?
She and a lot of people in that.
Now, by a lot of people. 3?
I'll tell you a lot.
What's a lot?
You did the episode about the whole UFO community.
4.
You remember that? You know the
Yes.
Those are the people that believe that, Penn.
But believe Gene Roddenberry was an alien?
Oh, I bet
he was an arsenic-based life form?
If you go back and you do a follow-up part 2,
which I'm not,
you have to. You have to bring one of your guys back to one of those conventions that you guys covered, and
we've done it.
And ask them and say, "Is Gene Roddenberry an arsenic-based life form?"
But you think I was on Joy Behar, which is something I'm not proud of.
No. You mean on the show itself?
Of course.
Okay, because you're a happily married man.
I have taste. And
doesn't matter about marriage or not. He has taste.
I was on the television program, and I said, I'm a hardcore atheist. And she scoffed and said, what's a hardcore atheist? And I said, I don't really even believe other people believe. And that's the same thing. I don't understand. I don't understand how, if you do believe that Gene Roddenberry is an alien, if you do believe any of that stuff, how does your life go on kind of normal? Isn't there part of you that doesn't believe that? If I believed completely that if I were to sin, if there were premarital sex, if there were extramarital sex, and I were to sin, that I would then spend eternity in torture, the entire staff of kink.com, could not even get my attention. It just seems the fact that people don't follow their religions 100% means they must be kind of bluffing, aren't they? When you actually woke up your wife at 4 in the morning, that's just when you usually probably get up.
Yeah,
wake up your wife when you actually go to bed, 8 p.m. If you actually wake her up, when she's not got the whole scam going, and said, "Is Gene Roddenberry an alien?" She goes, "Oh no, of course not." Yes, we believe that he was there to give alien technology. Don't you think that she really? In her heart?
Oh gosh, I would hope so.
Yeah,
but you wonder if some people.
But you can also hope Kenny G will die. What good does it do?
Nothing. We've been trying.
You hope you couldn't put out more bad vibes, and there he is with a soprano sax of all instruments.
But I want to ask
not only does he play it badly, but it's a squealing, horrible thing. It's a horrible piece of pain played blandly.
It's not even cool to have a regular sax.
If you've got something, if you've got something that has an annoying, horrible sound, at least play it with some creativity. Playing something annoying in a bland way is the perfect collision. When you have bland and annoying coming at each other 1,000 miles an hour dead on, what do you get? Kenny G, please, sir, die. That's all I'm trying to say.
That's awesome. And what we're talking
soprano sax. Gene Roddenberry was an alien. This isn't an experience in the morning; it's a nightmare. There's a guy on the show talking about how he wanted to live in coffee grounds.
There you go.
It looked like it feel good against your flesh. Can you imagine being totally immersed in coffee grounds? Showing the doll where he touched you. Can you imagine being totally immersed in coffee?
That's a tough one. I'm trying to.
It was a wash basin, and I think
as a worm, it's probably good.
Of all the animals that I tortured as a child,
Yes.
which is one of the early signs of being a serial killer, predator, the worms seem to be the most comfortable. You know what I mean? It seems like
they have a body that looks comfortable.
Worms do look comfortable, unless they're on the road after the rain.
Yeah.
That looks really uncomfortable. When they kind of go stretched out and the other worms come and going, Bob, you let yourself go. Look at you. Look at you. You're like 7 inches of your big fat self. And you don't even have that little place in the middle that's something, that little more crinkly place. You let yourself go, Bob. Let yourself go. But when you got a worm and a bunch of coffee grounds, you've got comfort.
That's it.
You add a soprano sax.
You're in.
Oh, no, not good. Not good.
So Penn and Teller going to be at the Paramount Theater Friday, Saturday, Sunday, next weekend.
The word worm,
yes.
The name Gene Roddenberry,
yes.
Kenny G's idea, do not appear anywhere in the Penn and Teller show.
No. Which is
Don't
why
come up.
Which is
why the word genius is used so often.
STGpresents.org. That's where you get your tickets.
Why it trips off the tongue. So wait a minute, Penn and Teller. That's the act that doesn't mention worms, Gene Roddenberry, or Kenny G, isn't it? I'm going. 3 shows.
So, quick question.
Shoot.
Quick question before we wrap this up.
Okay.
Quick question, because you did the Area 51 episode this season, and a lot of folks would go, okay, Penn, he's an atheist, therefore he's got to believe in aliens. Because
what are you talking about? You've been listening to your wife. Use her to raise.
That's a stretch.
Use her to raise your children and for sex. Don't get information from her.
So even though, but here's the thing. Because when I saw the episode, because I think it's a natural stretch.
No, it's not natural. It's no more natural than arsenic-based life forms.
Because, religion doesn't want aliens to exist because it blows the whole thing out.
No.
So they would think that you'd be pro-alien because you're, not a God guy.
Want doesn't enter into it. Your desires, we've already covered this. No matter how much you want there to be aliens, or you want there to be God, or you want Kenny G to choke on someone else's vomit, no matter how much you want all of that, it doesn't change anything. The universe doesn't care. Einstein had, that cone thing about how, because the speed of light seems to be constant as fast as we can go, Gene Roddenberry aside, we could very easily have alien life forms that we would never know about because the message could not be sent out and got back and travel is impossible. So I don't, absolutely reject the possibility of aliens, but the possibility that we never find out about them seems very, very, very slim.
Now that's something I never really entertained on that level.
It's a nutty epistemological thing. If you can't know about something, what's the difference between that and not existing? If you can't possibly know, and because of the speed of light, the closest we're going to get. Say it's let's make it close. Let's make it 30 million light years. Okay, that means 30 million years at the speed of light. See how I did that math in my head?
I like how
because it's all the same numbers, which is the easiest math to do. It's like multiplying by 1, which is stupid. You just get the same number again, and 30. That means you send a message 30 million years later at the speed of light. It gets there. They look at the message. They spend however long they want deciding if they want to talk to you. Because your message is just, what are you wearing? They decide, do I want to respond to this creep? Okay. When you do this intergalactic, text sex. And then 30 million years later, it comes back. And if you assume they return the message in 3 minutes, it's still 60 million years. So that means we're not even the same species when it comes back. So it's pretty hard to know anything about aliens.
Wow, I'll tell you what, man, that makes a lot of sense. It's something I never thought about, which sort of, you've destroyed my fantasy. I'll never meet anybody.
I don't think you're going to meet any alien life forms.
BJ Shea Morning Experience on 99.9 KISW.